the scalability, the problem with the scalability.
Yes. So the Dashcore team is very focused on this because, as we've seen with other networks, when congestion occurs, there isn't just an increase in fees, there's an exponential increase in fees as users compete for that limited space. And so for us, scalability is important to solve. It's not an easy thing to solve because there's a fundamental trade-off whenever a miner decides to include a transaction in a block or not. And that math is basically the following. I can include more transactions and collect more transaction fees, the benefits of which are obvious. But when I do that, if my block grows too large, it takes longer to propagate the network, and it increases the chances that that block is orphaned in favor of a smaller block that was created elsewhere and propagated more quickly. And so you have to create economic incentives for the miner to include more transactions. The way that we are investigating doing this is all on-chain. We don't want to create these side payment channels and things that are happening off the network. We really believe that there's strong benefit to having a fully decentralized system in which everyone's transactions are recorded on the blockchain. And so we're engaged with Arizona State University on this topic. We funded the creation of their blockchain laboratory, and we actually expanded our commitment here this week with another donation of $350,000 US that provides scholarships and fellowships for researchers, pursuing research on scalability. The second thing is expansion of the blockchain laboratory itself. So our research with Arizona State University is investigating different options. We're looking at options like X-thin and compact blocks. The early research is indicating to us that likely, at least in the simulators that we've been running, and these are very long-term simulators, that we believe that graphene is a technology that will allow us to scale to gigabit blocks very easily. They propagate the network incredibly quickly. They reduce the amount of chatter across the network, and so they really allow the network to scale very, very well. It's implementable. It's very realistic that we could be implementing graphene within a year. And so if we're able to do that, we're looking at near Visa-like transaction levels. That should allow us to keep transaction fees very low into the foreseeable future, and allow us to scale to the point where I think it'll take care of our needs for the next several years at least. And all of this is on our current basic architecture. There's always things you can do beyond that, like sharding your blockchain into multiple blockchains that talk to one another. Yeah. And a subset of the master nodes would keep a copy of each blockchain. So there's a lot of things that we can do like that. I'm not saying that's the solution. I'm just making with an illustration that there is a path towards solving this problem. And so I think all it takes is effort, and it takes research, and it takes money to be able to implement all of these things, and I think we have the resources to do it. So when we talk about low fees, we're talking about a commitment to low fees over the long term, not just now because our blockchain isn't full, but we're talking about solving this problem for the long term. And so we think it's really important, and we're going to continue to do it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for doing this interview for us. It has